G'day, it's Tuesday the 14th of December and we're ready for another beer. I'm going to keep going with my blind tasting mask thing and having my girlfriend serve me the beer. So I won't know which brewery it is. I won't know anything except that it's from the 4 breweries that make the calendar and that it's under 4.7%. Let's get into it. Alright, that's interesting. Yeah, I think we're back on the hop train again, which is... There's a lot of hops this year. But I wonder if there's something else going on there. I get kind of sort of some creamy vanilla notes as well coming with it on the nose. So I'm wondering if it could be some kind of milkshake thing in addition to being a New England Pale Ale. I say New England Pale Ale because I get those hop saturation notes again. But, I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really have a very big nose. It's quite subtle. It doesn't explode out of the glass at you like a lot of grafts usually do. So it's a lot more restrained than a lot of the New England Pale Ales or IPAs that we've had so far in this calendar have been. Interesting. There's not really a whole lot of complexity going on here, I think. It just seems like a pretty straightforward New England Pale Ale. I'm guessing Citra. I don't think it's had lactose added to it. It's not that sweet. It's quite dry. Yeah, pretty straightforward. New England Pale Ale, maybe Citra. Nice small amount of bitterness on the back. Yeah, no, there's not a whole lot more I can say about that. I think we have to go on. Well, that bitterness is kind of growing actually. It is quite bitter actually. I mean, okay, I got to ask myself the question: could it be West Coast? No, I don't think so. I think there's too much hop saturation in the nose for it to be West Coast, and I think there's certainly enough bitterness, but I don't think it's dry enough. Were it a West Coast IPA under 4.7%, then it would have been fermented all the way out, and it would be pretty dry. And I don't feel like that is quite where that is. It's not super dry. So it doesn't say West Coast IPA to me. Yeah, as for which brewery, I'm really not sure. I mean, it doesn't say the Graf Explosive hop clarity to me. It doesn't have what makes me think of Monkey Brew, their profile. And the same thing for Salikatt. Salikatt has a profile. I got this wrong yesterday, but still, they all sort of have their profile. So maybe it's Lindheim. It could be Lindheim. It could be a Lindheim hoppy beer. We haven't even we've had the one, but I was unlucky and got an oxidized bottle of that one. So this could be another. This could be a Lindheim hoppy beer. Ooh, spicy. That is not the appearance that I was expecting to see. I was expecting that to be full on hazy. Maybe it is a West Coast. Oh, now it says West Coast to me. Yeah. Having seen it, I would change my guess to West Coast, actually. It does have a bit more sweetness than I would expect from West Coast. But actually having seen it, it just changes the way your brain perceives it. And now I'm thinking West Coast. Especially, yeah, I mean, that bitterness should have been a big waving flag saying West Coast. But couldn't get past the fact that it wasn't super dry. And that the hops... Yeah, no, I mean, there's a little bit of hop saturation there. But I mean, that could just mean that it's like a regular old unfiltered West Coast IPA. They can have a lot of hop saturation too. So, yeah. I'm going to guess Lindheim West Coast IPA. Or West Coast Pale Ale. Lindheim Pale Ale. West Coast Wheelie. It is hilarious that I could not manage to figure out that it was West Coast while blind. It does say something. I mean, and it definitely sells the blind tasting with a mask, because at the moment that I poured that one from the can, I probably would have been thinking West Coast straight away if I could see it. That's very interesting. But so Salikatt, huh? I mean, it is not surprising that I couldn't pick that it was Salikatt, given that they've probably fermented it with US 05, which is like the West Coast IPA yeast. So you wouldn't be getting the Salikatt profile then. Knowing what it is, smelling it now, all I can think is, how did I not pick that that was a West Coast IPA? Oh, that's really funny. That's really funny how your brain switches things up. Because if I go back to thinking, like, I try to switch that part of my brain on that thinks, okay, this beer is a hazy beer. It fits. It totally fits. It totally fits. The appearance of it has, and the hint from the label has so much to say. The bitterness was the giveaway that should have given it to me. I didn't. Like, I was thinking New England, and then as I was saying that, that bitterness was growing in my mouth, and I was like, is it really New England? That was the thing, which made me question it. But even sitting there questioning it and analysing it myself, I couldn't convince myself that it was a West Coast IPA. So that's really fun. I will say, doesn't have exactly the classic West Coast sort of hop profile, but that's sort of a caricature. I mean, the hop profile of Stone IPA or Sierra Nevada Pale Ale or something like that, the piney sort of resinous thing. Back in the day when if you ordered an IPA, you were getting a West Coast IPA or an American IPA. They could have all types of, they could have tons of different hop profiles. It wasn't just piney resinous stuff all around. That was sort of just the caricature style, like Stone IPA, Lagunitas IPA, so totally within the bounds of a West Coast. Yeah, and rightly enough, it says on the label. It says on the label that it's brewed with US-05, and it's brewed with Centennial, Cascade, Simcoe, and Citra. Classic old West Coast hops. I do think the Citra is dominating those, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I can sort of pick some Centennial-y and Simcoe-y notes. Cascade is just... don't get that. But I think Citra's dominating, but again, refer to what I said yesterday, that it's a total crapshoot. I mean, that's what my brain is currently saying, but yeah. Alright, wonderful. Love the West Coast stuff. Thank you, Salikatt. That was really nice. I just wish I could have picked it blind. And I'm sorry. Yesterday was a Salikatt, and I said it was Monkey Brew. Today was a Salikatt, and I said it was Lindheim. So I'm not really doing that justice. My apologies. But awesome beer either way. I hope this one's available outside the calendar as well. This one and Xmas is one thing I know, and the bitter New England IPA from yesterday. I hope all of those are available outside the calendar because they've been so damn good. All right, cheers, and I'll see you tomorrow.